Town and in the northeastern part of China. Actually, people living in this region, we are very direct in our character, and it's extremely cold here in winter, and that is a natural character of the season too. So what's the words to describe the extreme cold in your local language, in the dialect? And over there, you can see the branches. And you can see the ice hanging down from the branches. Today it's about -10 degrees or -15. I don't have the gloves with me. In Liaoning province, compared with Heilongjiang province, you can show your bare hand and you can have the direct contact with the snow. If you have to keep your hands in the gloves or in your pocket, then you cannot have the 100% of the joy in this snowy land. And the reason why you have the ice hanging down from the branches of the trees is that it's a coastal province and you can have this humidity from the ocean. And today, in this village, we have the special guests. They are living in the nature. And you can see the little creatures from the fairy tales and also from the films, and maybe you have never seen them by your own eyes. So let's give you the answer to that question. And that is the reindeer, the creature we were talking about just now. We are with the whole family of the 3 reindeers, the father reindeer, the mother reindeer, and the baby. This is a very lovely reindeer, and for the children, they must have already seen those reindeers in the fairy tales and also in the TV programs in northern eastern part of China. For some ethnic minorities, they are still using the reindeers as a way of transport. In the snowy land and also in the mountain forests, people are using the reindeers as a way of transport. Please say hi to our viewers. For these 3 members of the reindeer family, they come far away. They come from the Huzhong village. That is the coldest village of China, even colder than the district of Mohe. And the historical record, the coldest day is -52.3 degrees. If you broke an egg, then it can be frozen immediately under your eyes. For clothing, do you need special protection? Yes, however, we have a perfect heating system in-house. So when you're indoor, no worry. And in the open air, you have to wear the heavy clothes to protect you from the cold. For our reindeers, those are kept by you or they're natural ones. Actually, we give them company inside the forests. We don't feed them because they have to take in the natural food from the forests. You don't give them artificial ingredients. And they are the original inhabitants in these forests, in the cold weather inside the mountains. They are the special guests. You can tell that they are very mild in their character. I want to ask you another question. The reindeer. We say that they have 4 parts similar to other animals. So I think the head looks like a ball. For the foot, looks like the goat or the bull. The body looks like the donkey. And for the horn, it looks like the horn of the deer. The horn looks like the deer, and the face looks like the horse. The body looks like the donkey, and the hoof looks like the bull. So I'm 50% correct. In the beginning, people living in this part of the region are using them as a way of carrying goods and transportation. They're very mild in nature, in their character. They don't attack people easily. We live with them. For us, we live in the deep forest with them, and they will never attack us. However, when they feel threatened, they will also show their reactions, and they will escape, they will run away. So I have a question, why the people from the ethnic groups, they want to use the reindeers as a way of transport instead of using the other animals like the horses? Personally, I believe the horses and the bulls, they cannot live in the wild nature. And for their size and also for the characters of their body, they can remain stable even in this extreme weather. So what is the load they can carry? Actually, I've never tried that. The conditions are improving and our relations with the animals are improving too. And here in the northeastern part of China, you can feel the close ties between human being and animals. So we will first bid farewell to those reindeers and also see other parts of the local culture. Hope you can enjoy this short stay in Hulu. Actually, the mother reindeer is carrying another baby reindeer, so they are a family of 4. Just now, we have seen this special hat of this gentleman. It can tell us how is the weather in their hometown, how cold is that. Many viewers asked us to show the glorious culture and traditions of the region. Huludao is the first station outside the main area, and here is another culture called the Guangdong culture. Here you can see something that you will never meet in your daily life. And today we are in this village, and you can see what is happening before the foundation of the new China. And you can see how was the daily life in that civilization. Today I have invited one expert, and he will give us a tour, and he will play the role of the guide and show us more details about the local culture. Because we are still new to the place. And here is Liu Yang. Please say hi to our viewers across the country. And today we 2 journalists are here to discover the new place with curiosity. Please tell us what are the highlights of the place. Please show us around. On the ground, you can see it's covered by the white snow, and it's rarely seen by the people living in southern part of China. And the whole world is covered in the color of white, and with the white color of the snow, you can tell that the new year is coming near. And very soon we're about to embrace the 1st of January 2019 and also the Spring Festival of next traditional Chinese New Year. And here you can see the 4 characters and also the flags flying in the wind. And immediately we are brought back into the past. You can also see the smoke coming up from the chimney over there. For the seasonal tourism development, people are collecting the slogans because we want to know what people feel when they are visiting this place. For example, we have the slogans like, we are waiting for you in Liaoning. Please come to enjoy the beauty of Liaoning and feel the charm of the province. You can have a experience of the hot spring and also feel the snow. Over there, the craftsmen shops, and here the private school. And also the walls are made of bricks. Inside the private school, the children are reading out loud, and the children are the happiest one in the snowy days. They can have a snowball fight in the snowfield. And this is how traditional private school looks like. You have to recite all the paragraphs in your textbook, otherwise you will get the punishment from your professor. And Lily, when you're young, what's the favorite play for you? I prefer to have a snowball fight with the other children. And also, I like to play with the spinning top on the ice. It's the spinning top, and you have to make it turn on the ice, and you can also make the sound by spinning it. And that is the martial art. And that's a place to give you a look at the traditional life in the old days with the shop of the martial art. And today it looks like the museum. And in that court, people can have daily practices and they can have the physical exercises. Those are the weights for you to practice the force of your arms. It's extremely heavy, each one of it. And I cannot lift it up. And in Northeast China, even in this cold weather, people are still eating ice cream. And they are sweating and they are strolling around on the street. And here the name of the village is Hulu, Zhuang, the village of Hulu. Where do you come from? I come from Huludao. And you are here to play with the snow just for your holiday. And you can find the memories from your childhood, right? Yes, I can tell the old feelings from those streets. And I can tell that you have practiced a little bit the martial art. So let's go inside to have a closer look. And for this martial art hall, in the past, the women and children don't have access to it, but today it's more like a museum. And here you can see the two characters in Chinese that reads Wu Kui. So that means the champion in martial art. And also the norms for the people practicing martial art. For example, if you learn the martial art, you should have the conscience to control your behaviors. You should not use what you have learned in the martial world to bully the others. People may wonder if everyone would hide indoor because outside world is too cold. However, in the country, people are going outside to play with the martial art, and that is part of the culture of Guangdong region. Even though this door cover is a feature of the locality because the air outside is so cold and you need to have this cover hung down by this door so that you can stop the entrance of the cold air inside the house. And for the martial art and the other parts of the culture, you have to do something to protect them and also to make them survive. However, generations by, they will be forgotten by many people. You have to use this cultural attraction to bring more tourists to this region so that we don't take a rest for half of the year and you can develop those seasonal tourism. So even in winter season, you can have a lot of tourists. And for the craftsmanship, we have designated 72 sectors, and we want to have the revival of the 72 craftsman expertise. And here we have a word 大车店. We are asking the Chinese viewers whether they have ever heard of it and what's its meaning. So 大车店, from today's point of view, it looks like the motel. However, in the past, it's like a 5-star hotel. There are the servants helping you. And here is the horse place, and when people are spending the night here, and their horse can be taken care of. When you open the door, you can feel the heat inside the house. And these ladies, they are cooking. So let's have a look. That is a traditional dish with the Chinese sauerkraut, the pickled Chinese vegetable with the pork. Please take one. It's still very hot. And that is a local food. And from the taste, we can tell that people have added oil inside. In this season, when you come to the place, you can not only have fun in the snowy land, but also have a taste of the traditional food. And here inside, tourists coming from four corners of the country. Now, good day to you. We are journalists from CCTV. There are a lot of viewers watching live now. Please say hello to the viewers. We are from the Hebei province, and we are from Shanghai. So it's not often for you to have this opportunity to eat together like this, people coming from different places of China. Here, the sightseeing is good, and our guide is good, food is good too. And here you can find back the memories of your childhood. So for how many days you've stayed here? In total, we have 47 people in the same travel group, and we spent 2 days in total. And we are leaving this afternoon by 1. And you will tell the others what you have seen here and what you have experienced here, and then more people would come to visit this place. Yes, absolutely. I'm local here, but I left my hometown for a dozen of years. I went to live in the southern part of China for a dozen of years. But the winter feels different in south and north of China. In southern China, inside the house and outside the house is the same feeling. It's always cold and wet, but here inside the house, it's very warm, and you have the special local food like the pickled Chinese vegetables. And people are using vivid colors for decoration. For example, the yellow, the white, the yellow and the red and the green, and also the decoration on the roof part, on the ceilings. And we are talking about the 4 strange traditions of the northeast part of China. And the 4 strange customs of this part of the region will never be forgotten by the local people. Even though you're away from your hometown for so many years, you're still so attached to this region. So enjoy your stay. As we can tell, the people are enjoying their stay in Hulu in the region, and they are sitting on the traditional bed, and they are chatting freely one with another. And here we say that this Hulu village is the first station outside of the plain of the main region of China. And the 大车店, as we mentioned before, means the hotel for the visitors. And because inside the house you don't have a dining room or a living room, so all the activities would take place on that bed. People would eat on the bed, and people would chat on the bed. And when you sit on the bed and you chat with each other, you feel 0 distance one with another. And the dried chilies and the corn. Another tradition of the northeast part of China, and people are using these decorations to pray for the next year's good harvest. And now we are moving towards the next station. That is the whip, so that you can control how the horses are leading you. You can make a sound with it. Let me have a try to see whether I can make a sound out of it. Instead, I broke it. We're not qualified for that. You can attach it back. And with our guide Liu Yang, we're about to discover the next station of the visit. And the sorghums dried on the top of the roof. And here we find the sugar-coated horse. Hey ma'am, we'd like to have a sugar-coated horse. Are they sweet? Yes. And we have the modern ones and the traditional ones. So let me take a traditional one. And here to pay, you can use the WeChat Pay or the Alipay. You can just scan that QR code and the payment is very convenient. Usually in the past, in the northeast region of China, the winter season is a free time for the people. They don't have extra work to do because after the harvest, nothing to take care of on the field. So people are staying in the house. But now, because we have this seasonal tourism based on the ice and snow, people are going out to work too in this winter season. And we say that the ice and snow, just like the luster water and green mountains, they are like the source of the fortunes for us. And today in the northeastern part of China, the rice and snow, even though they are cold in nature, but they become a hotspot for the region and also the hotspot in our industries. This brings a new source of income for our local farmers and residents, and they can also try to sell what they have produced and harvest in the past year. In the past, the people will only hide inside the house during the winter, and they chat with the neighbors and they play cards. But now, people are going out to meet more tourists and they want to make more money so they can have a good time during the Spring Festival. And the next one is the blacksmith, Mr. Chen. And here is the blacksmith shop. Good day. And this is the traditional way for the blacksmithing to make some small tools. And it's a tailored service. We can make whatever you want. Just tell me your order. Over there is the oven. Could you please show us how you do the blacksmithing? So let's have a look at the traditional expertise of the blacksmithing. And the fire means that we can have a good life full of enthusiasm. And it's the first time for me to see this. Maybe the generation of our grandfather and even the previous generations, they were living a life like this. For example, in old days, when the pot is broken, then you can fix it by this way. And the blacksmithing is among the 72 traditional sectors we would like to revive today. First, you have to burn the fire. You have to make it hot. And then you will strike it so that it can take the shape. In the past, there are three major traditional careers. One is blacksmithing, another is the tofu making, and the third is the dragging of the boat. And today, a few people are still practicing those traditional careers. So if you come to this place, you can not only enjoy the ice and snow, the beautiful scenery, but also have a look at the traditional careers and the traditional sectors. And I believe that for each one of the tourists, they have kept their own memory of the childhood and also of their hometown. And here, in the village of Hulu, you can recall those old memories. And now you can start to strike on the iron. You have to repeat that again and again in order to make that axe. And the workers, they have developed all those wisdom and expertise through the daily practices and trials. Only by the simple strikes, you can see the preliminary form of the axe. Thank you for giving us the show. So by our traditional craftsmanship, we can not only make the axes, but also the other things. So let's have a guess. What are these? For example, the hooks. And also the sickles, the reaping hooks. And also the pickaxe. Could you find out the pickaxe? Liaoning, please help me. That is called the oyster pickaxe. Because the oysters, they are attached to the rock, so you have to use this pickaxe to detach the oysters from the surface of the rock. As we mentioned before, those expertise and wisdom are developed by the workers and the ordinary people through their daily trials. Maybe they don't look very good, but they are very practical. And for the oyster pickaxe, it's local to this place because it's a coastal region and people have a tradition to harvest those oysters. And that gentleman, Mr. Chen, the blacksmith, they are local to the place. And today he joined us to work as a guide and also the blacksmith in the shop so that he can have an extra source of revenue. People are making the food and the Chinese bread. And they're in different colors. For example, the white, the yellow, and the red. And they are made of different pastes. The paste of glutinous rice. And also the paste of the millet. And the different sources of the paste can give you different feelings. Some are more chewy than the others. And you have to be in the place in this northeastern part of China to have the chewy feeling of those food. And inside each Chinese bread, there is the beans. And we can have a bite there. And these are ready for us to have a taste. And these ones, they have the stuffing inside, the stuffing of the beans. The red beans, so they have this red color. I'd like to have one with the red bean stuffing. You have to put on the glove. And it's very hot, but very soft. And in this region, people would eat this Chinese bread with red bean stuffing together with the sugar. It's very soft, and that is the taste of the childhood. That is perfect. You can dip it into the sugar. And these are the traditional foods, and there are some other local food here. Because we have the Manchu ethnic groups here, so in northeastern part of region, they have combined the food traditions from the Han ethnic group and also the other ethnic minority groups like the Manchu ethnic group. The taste is so good. We can tell that from your face. I can finish all that. So for how much time you have to put that on the steam? About 40 minutes. And you can make all those food based on the paste. For example, the dumplings and the others. You prepare them in advance so you can have enough food during the winter season. Here, because the weather is so cold, you don't need a refrigerator. Just put them in the open air and they are stored. And for our viewers, please don't hesitate to come to this place and to this house of our lady, and you can have a taste of this perfect Chinese bean stuffing bread. Until now, I've tasted so many good things. For example, the sugar-covered horse and the Chinese bread with the red bean stuffing and also the others. Wherever you go, your hometown remains precious in your memory and you will never forget about it. And for the ice and snow tourism, it's a way for the people to have an experience on this land with black soil. Just now we have visited the traditional family from the Manchu ethnic groups. And here we come to another place. That is a tavern. Hi, we are from CCTV. We are local here. We know that there is a place for sightseeing, so we come. And the taste is very good and it's authentic ones. And for the interior design, it's also featured. People will put the menu on the wall. You can see what are dishes and for each the price. People can have some wine, some alcohol. And from the dish, you can tell that people have finished up almost all the dishes. You can tell that the taste must be very good. Please say hi to our viewers. Hi everyone, please come to the city of Hulu of the Liaoning province. And we will treat you with good food and good wine. Wish you a happy stay here in the village. You can tell that the people are very kind. Wherever you go, people will treat you, and you can feel at home. And directly, you can go up that bed and have some food. The next one, we will go to the butchery. They are using the traditional way to sell the chicken and also the pork. Can we see what is inside? Those are cooked ones. So over there you can buy a piece of the meat and then people will cook for you. Thank you. And that is the butchery. And over there, that is a rich family. So this must be the house of the landlord. So Liuyang, what's the name of this place? That belongs to the landlord. And that is a machine to treat those corns. The threshing machine. And Lydia, I find a new object here. You can have a guess. What is it? And that is the air blower. So you can make the fire bigger. You can get higher temperature. And from the surface of it, you can tell that people are using it daily. And let's have a look at their hittable brick bed. There's a picture of the house owner hanging on the wall. People can spend the night here on the hittable brick bed. I'm the guide here. My name is Zhang. Please say hi to our viewers. My name is Zhang Chunfang. So on the hittable bed, there's a cover. This is handmade. The matting is traditional to the region too. A whole piece of matting. You will tell the size to the craftsman and they will make this matting. And for the matting, it can help us to heat up this bed very quickly. And in summer season, it can help us to cool down the whole bed. And the ceiling is very high. Because that is the house of the landlord, a rich family. From the ceiling, you can already tell those information. So, Lily, let's continue with our visit.
这个就是我们当年装粮食的斗，叫日进斗金，就是这样一斗一斗金色的黄豆，你看呀。
And that is called
这应该也是
dough.
斗，但是它这个斗的造型不一样，装小米的，还可以防蛀防虫哈。
So we can store and put rice and corn and beans inside. And here is a place to make the pickled vegetables. Because in winter, it's hard to keep the vegetables fresh for a long time. So people have came up with this idea of the pickled vegetables. And that is the calabash. If you cut it into two, then you can use it as a container of the water.
看到了，就是葫芦山庄嘛，我们就开始有葫芦了。看这个葫芦就接在这上面呢，老百姓就把它挂在上面，就是祈求明年的时候福禄多财。
Because this place is called the Hulu village, and Hulu in Chinese means calabash. You can see the real calabashes here. And this is the well.
这个是春芳，哎。 对啊，你看一下，这个是现在还是可以使用的吗？可以使用，可以使用。哎，那我来试一下吧，试一下吧。
And this is still working. Let me have a try.
慢点，慢点。这是一个技术活，因为它怎么也不沉下去。对，它真的是个技术活。啊，对，好，我尽量能多一点，然后把这个打上来。哎，我这好像不对，我这是倒着打。
Let's see if I can get some water out from the well. Because the bucket cannot be inside the water, it's still floating, so it's hard for people who don't know the secret to get water out from the well. And you have another well here.
对，就是对这片故土啊，对这片家乡的感受特别的亲，所以每次对这些小物件、对这些记忆都去研究过一下。
And I feel close to this land. And in my childhood, I've played around with these materials and equipment. And that's why you know how all these things work. And I have another question. For this, what is this monument? It is a tower of the bells, facing 4 directions. in those 4 directions, respectively to the east, south, west, and north. And there is a bell, a big bell hanging, and the bell is in the form of the calabash. Because we are called the village of Calabash, so calabash is a symbol of the whole village. And today we are receiving a big number of the tourists, and the traditional dancing is a way to receive those tourists. And Lily has discovered some new things. There's a small donkey. If you say "jia," then the word "jia," then the donkey would move forward and start to drive that grinding installation, that facility. So you have to give the donkey some orders. And with this facility, he is grinding the corn. And people are frying those powder for 4 times already. I'd like to have a taste. That's the powder from the corn. You can add with some sugar and some sesame and the chestnut and the peanuts and the dried grapes. The taste is wonderful. If you pour some hot water inside, it may taste better. And for breakfast, you can take 2 spoons of that, and you can make a full bowl of it. You can take it as a snack or a breakfast. And from the early morning until now, I'm busy making that. I didn't have my breakfast myself. So in the past, when you didn't have the tourism industry here, and people from the place, they will come back for the Spring Festival. And now you are earning more money. So in the past, when you don't have to work in the farm field, in the farmland, you have no choice but to stay at home. And now during the winter season, you can go out and have an extra work and make extra money. And the tourism is an important sector to drive the job creation from the locale, and the ice and snow is a new source of income for the residents.
你看，我发现了一个你很
Everyone's enjoying their
狗
stay.
拉爬犁，
这羊拉爬犁吧？
狗啊，这是羊拉爬犁。
这个能不能做一下？跟他商量。那个，我来试试啊。
And over there, there's some other interesting things happening now. That is the goat.
哎呀，我觉得现在很多这个网友朋友们
The
应该
chart with the
非
goat.
常非常的羡慕我，因为我今天的这个宝马良局非常的特殊，而且呢，你可能只在东北才能够做得到、感受得到。今天呢，这个我的座
I think that the
驾
viewers,
是
they may be
一只
envying
黑山
me
羊。你能坐俩人吗？
because I have some special car or the transport that is a chart led by the goat.
咱们感受一下，走两下。
来，丽丽，你看啊，我们羊拉爬犁，别说你了，我都是第一次见。
Could we make the goat move?
但是它比较瘦弱的这种身躯。哦，这边还有狗拉爬犁。
Actually, for me, it's the first time to see that. And over there, there's the dog.
对，我估计这个小羊可
The
能
dog
承
can
受不了
also
你吧。
drive the sled.
来，这样，丽丽，咱们这样，我们放过羊，我们来到小狗这
Maybe
边
you're
让它
too
走试
heavy
一下
for this little goat.
大哥呀，能不能让我们的女记者体验一下咱们这个狗拉爬犁？咱试试
So
吧。
maybe we can have a try with the dog.
你害不害怕？
我感觉他有点累了，关键是
或许摸摸它好了，给它一点抚慰它。
Are you afraid of
不
it?
做了，好不
咱不
好？
做它了，我觉得。对对对，因为确实是，因为刚才我们不是油茶面的那个大姐都说已经炒了4锅了嘛，
I think
到这个点儿的话，
He looks
油
so
人真的是
tired.
太多了。所以我看到他现在在这个地方都已经累的都。
摸摸它吧。
今天是不是
Because there are so many tourists here, and maybe he has worked too much until now.
这个叫狗拉爬
它咬人吗？不咬人，温柔啊！我来。
So do you have a lot of tourists coming to this dog-led
累坏了，累坏了。
chart?
所以说啊，来到我们这儿呢，不仅能够
Let
感
me
受
give
到
you
离我们
a
很远的
pet.
这样的民俗，还能够亲切的跟我们这些动物朋友们接触。
跟我们会有一个亲密接触的这样的一个机会。
所以
Here
我
in
们
the
说啊，当
place,
生活好了，
you can get
当我们
close to the
去
traditions,
想走出
and
去
you
看
can
一看
get
的
close
时候
to
看
the
到
local
广大的时候
animals.
希望他们能够来到我们最拿得出手的辽宁。
对，因为在辽宁呢，因为在东北这边呢，我们最不能说
When you want
最
to
近吧
go
平均以下的
outside your
人
hometown,
在
if you
大
want
树
to
对，
make a
还有一些
tour
这样的
in China,
优势就会让我们
I think this place of Huluzhuang is your best choice.
是
然后就是说不
And the
会觉得特别的
temperature is
寒冷
not that low, it's only minus 10.
这样的一个感觉
And you
但我
can
们这边
have
呢
the
就是白雪皑皑
good
的
food
而且你
here.
看贴着我们传统的
You
这个
can use your
羊儿的
bare
乐
hand
雪
to hold these
看着我们
delicious
大爷
foods,
们
for
扭
example,
起
the
来的那个乐
sugar
呵劲儿
coated
真正能够
horse.
感受到我们
And
新生
the
活
vivid
农村的这样的
music.
一种繁华的一种生活状态。
And the elderly people, they are dancing around and singing around. You can feel their happy
是会
life.
越来越多的，因为我们有很多可以去挖掘的资源。
In
所以我们来
Liaoning,
说吸冰雪、泡
in the
温泉、
future,
赏
they
民
may
俗
have more hot spots
过大年。
attractions. For example, the hot springs, the traditions, the food, everything, all the attractions for the people. And we're about to experience more later. So for our viewers, if you have the chance and if you have the time, please don't hesitate to have a try by yourself and see how the traditional Spring Festival is going on here in the Liaoning province. And we are waiting for you in this province. And very soon there will be the new year. We'd like to say Happy New Year in advance, and we hope that you can come to the place to celebrate the new year. Thank you.